What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rabbit Trails.
Rabbit Trails. Yo, guys.
Episode I don't remember.
24. Why don't you
24,
start remembering, dude?
Because you do that for me.
Fair point.
That's the thing, dude. I don't have to remember everything if my significant other does the other things, you know? It's like, I cook, you clean, you remember the episode podcast, I show up.
That's true. Dude, I nicked myself shaving. Can you see?
I do see that. Yeah, I thought it was
Pretty
just
good.
like a new thing that you had there.
No, I just nicked myself pretty good the other day. The
So
first
why
time
are-
I did it, I cut myself real good up on my cheek here because I started going down and it just slid sideways and just sliced my cheek right open. I bled like a lot. This one was the same way. It just bled all the way down my chin into my neck.
Do you just leave the blood there though, and then someone's like, "Oh my gosh, dude, what happened?" You're like, "Someone tried to cross me, and I finished them."
What I do is anytime I nick myself, go ahead.
You just go, someone crossed me and I finished them. They're like, "Did you just get done shaving?" And you're like, "What? No." And they're like, "You're holding the razor."
Some shaving cream
on your face.
It's like every time I nick myself shaving, what I do is I go to the hardest part of town with a hoodie on. I put my hood on, my tank top, and they're like, "Hey, yo, man, what's your deal?" And I'm like, "Yo, man, this ain't my blood, man. I just gotta fight, man. I just knifed some dude with this razor, bruh." And they're like, pretty sure that's your blood." And I go, "Nah, man, you can test that, man. It's not mine."
You know, you taste it. It's not mine.
No, are you serious, dude? I just wipe it off. I'm like, "Go ahead, give it a lick. You won't."
Go ahead. Here, look. I did it. See?
See, look, watch. Ew. See, if it was my blood, I would have enjoyed that, but I didn't. So that's all the proof you need right there. Okay, dude, I got a story for you. Okay.
I like stories.
Do you know the game? You have to know the game. I'm pretty sure they played it in stupid
Jumanji?
high school.
Yeah, dude, it was so stupid.
Do you know the game? Do you know the? Do you know the game? What are the odds?
Oh yeah, it's like, what are the odds you lick my butthole? And then what do you like? You're like 3, 2, 1, 7, and they're like, dang it!
That's lick your butthole.
What is it like? Is it like on? I've okay, 50-50. Remember how to play it. I understand like that concept of it, and then what do you do after that?
So basically, you say, "What are the odds?" Blank, like something.
You lick my butthole.
And then the person that you ask that says out of what number. So they can go as high or as low as they want. So if they really want to test themselves or something, they'll say out of 10 or out of 5. Yeah. And then you guys, someone counts you off 3, 2, 1, and then you both say a number.
And then
if
you say
the same number, then they have to do it.
Yep.
People on this campus, there's specific people, I think we talked about it before. They play it religiously, dude. And they'll do whatever it says. I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
Because people are they'll yell about it and be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to do this, dude." And I go, "You don't have to do it. You literally don't. You're playing a game.
Yeah,
you don't actually have to do anything you said. You can just say, 'I'm not doing that,' and then you're good. It does not matter."
What are the odds that you stab Gage in the face right now? On a scale of 1 to 5, 3, 2, 1.
1 and 2.
3. He's like, "Dang it, I didn't want to have to do it." And he's like coming out with you with a knife, and you're like, "Dude, you don't have to do it." And he's like, "Oh."
He's got
"Dude, I hate that I have to do this.
I have to do it.
I hate that I have to do this." And that's actually where you got the. That's actually.
I thought I was gonna win, but I lost.
And then he cut you, and then you were like, "I guess I'll just tell people I cut myself shaving."
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I caught his arm. And he got into my chin with the blade, you know? He was going for this,
right.
You know? He missed a little bit because I grabbed his arm and I caught it. And then what I did was I broke his forearm, his elbow, and I stabbed him right in the eye with it.
Wow.
So he just came right back and I killed him. So, and
I
didn't even play
as he was
the odds.
you just had it in his eye, and as he was fading out from consciousness, you were like, "What are the odds I kill you on a scale of 1 to 1?" And then he's like, and you're like,
No, no,
1.
no. I got it for you. 1.
And then you're like, "That's it. I win the game. We don't play it
Everyone's like
anymore."
staring at me, and I'm like, I like break his elbow and stab him in the face, and he drops to the ground, just like dead. And then I look up, and they're all like, and I go, "What are the odds he's dead?"
No, seriously, someone tell me, is he good or no?
Am I gonna go to jail or what? What are the odds
This
you call
game's
the police?
like, this is a fun
Imagine
game. I
a
like this.
imagine a freaking like a robber comes into your house and you're like you like grab the phone and he goes, "No, no, no. What are the odds that you call the police right now?"
They
And they
go,
go,
1 to
"Out of
6
50." And the robber's like, "Why do you say
out of
it so
50.
high?" And he goes, 27. And he goes, 26. Frick, dude.
Frick, man.
I guess
Gosh.
rob my house, I guess. Frick, dude, I can't even call the police, man.
Or he's like robbing. He's like in the middle of robbing everything, and then someone goes, "Hey," and he goes, and they go, "What are the odds you put that back?" He's like, 1 to 100. And it's like, 100, dude, be reasonable. He goes, "Okay, like 1 to 25." And he goes, "Okay, 3, 2, 1, 25, 7. Frick. And he like plays that the whole time, and then the robber's just like, "What are the odds that you just give me your house?" And the guy's like, "You're not gonna get me with that one. 1 to 5." He's like, "That's so low." And he's like, "I like to up the stakes." The robber's like, "What is wrong with you?"
I'm confident.
3, 2, 1, 2. Frick, man. Honey, get the kids. We gotta go.
Get the
What are you
lease.
talking
We'll sign
about?
it over.
I lost a game to this robber man. Also, leave your wallet behind, and
He
you don't want the
goes,
kids,
he
right?
goes, no, 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 no. Before you leave, what are the odds you keep paying the bills?
He goes, "Oh,
1
I
and 2.
like you."
He goes, okay, 1 and 2. And he's like, dude, are you serious? This is like every guy with a gambling problem.
He's yeah. You said you didn't want the kids, right? No, I didn't want the kids. You could keep them.
What are
So
the
anyway, what were you?
odds? Yeah. So me and okay, so I live in a house with 8 dudes total. For context, for anyone who doesn't know, last night it was a rare occasion. All of us were out in the living room, and what happened was wild. It just chaos ensued. Okay, so I'm in the kitchen with my friends. I won't say their names to protect their identities. Uh,
Okay.
but it's 8 guys, so people listening to this will figure it out. Um, so basically, I'm playing, or I'm not playing because I typically hate What Are the Odds because it annoys me that people think they have to do it. So I just refuse. I go, I don't play
Just
that game.
classic rebellion.
Yeah, I'm like, don't play that game because it's stupid. Every time someone says like What Are the Odds, I'm like, shut up. And they're like, you're not fun. I'm like, yeah, well, sorry. Uh, so what I find that I love doing is ruining games that are stupid and people have fun with. I just like to play the game and ruin it. It's
I understand.
incredibly
Yeah, I
fun.
feel that.
Yeah,
It
I feel
feels
like
good
you
for you.
understand. It feels
Yeah.
so good. It's the only way I get enjoyment out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not like the game's ruined forever. I just do it one time and they learn not to come play the game with me. You just
Yeah.
kind of like
I've
have to
done
like you have to
I've
assert
done a
your
similar
dominance, you
thing.
know.
I've done a
Yeah,
similar
so
thing.
so 2 of my roommates were playing What Are the Odds, and they were joking around as guys too, you know. And he was like, "What are the odds you kiss me?" And then the dude was like
Whoa.
refusing. He was like, "Dude, I am not playing that." He's like, "That's not even freaking like I'm not even gonna play that, dude." Like super like. And then I looked
Oh
over at my
yeah.
friend. I was like, it's kind of like weird that he's so like vehemently against it. I was like,
Yeah.
kind of weird. Like you could just play What Are the Odds and you could put the number super high, but you're just rejecting it immediately. And so
Yeah.
then, and he was like, yeah, that's kind of weird, man. And so then the dude was like, fine, 1 in 7 billion, or like 1 in some huge number. And then
Yeah.
it was like 3, 2, 1. They said, of course, they didn't say the same number. But what I
Yeah.
noticed was that the dude said it so slow that I was like, I could play him and then I could just say the same number he's saying at the same time he's saying it.
Yeah.
so, so then I say, what are the odds you kiss me? And then I looked over at my friend. I glanced over at my friend and said, let's see if the odds are lower. And then so he said like 7 billion for me, I think. And I said, okay, 3, 2, 1. And then as he was saying the number, I was like
Just
547.
yeah, you're
And then I
basically
went,
reading his mouth.
oh, and everyone in the house was like screaming. Me and my friend were like, and he's like, I'm not gonna do it. He's like, no, you cheated. And I was like, I got the number fair and square, dude. Okay, I said the same number as you. Okay,
Yeah, say your number
um,
faster.
yeah. So he didn't kiss me, but
Dang.
I didn't want him to kiss me, but I thought it would be funny to do that to him. And it was very enjoyable for me.
Dude,
So it's like stuff like
what
that. And so then I decided that anytime someone tries to play the game with me, I'm going to do
yeah,
that to them. I'm going to
yeah.
do some like really horrible, like, what are the odds? And then I'm going to do that every time. Anytime someone tries to play with me, I'm going to be like, okay, what are the odds that you sell your kidney? And then I'm going to, or maybe even something realistic that they could do.
Hmm.
And then I'm going to copy their number. And then they're going to get upset.
You know, you for people who like really, because normally if they don't want to do the thing, they make it such a high number.
Mm-hmm.
So if you make it such a high number like that, like you could just, cause I feel like what goes through their mind, or at least what went through his mind, was like, crap, which one of these 7 billion numbers should I say?
Yeah.
Just say like one of the low numbers. And like no one's going to think to say 2 or 3
Yeah, they're thinking
because
of like way high. But then
they're going to
anyone
think you're just like,
smart though is going to do the same logic, and then you're in danger of actually getting it, you know? But again, you don't actually have to do anything.
you could just be like, dang, that's impressive that you guessed 2 out of 7 billion. And they're like,
Yeah.
thanks, man. And then they pucker their lips and you go, oh no, I'm not playing anymore. I quit.
Dude,
Dude,
okay.
I've done that same thing. I remember being with a bunch of friends once, and there was this game. I think it's called um, something stupid. Like it has a name, and it's a game, and it's stupid. Basically, what it is everybody sits in a circle, and for example, I would say 1. The person next to me says 2, 3, 4. No. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 6,
Already hit
4,
it.
something like okay, I'm botching it, but 2 numbers get switched,
Yeah.
and everybody has to say like their next number, but the numbers that are switched they have to say like 7, and then the
I
other
think
person
I've
has to
played that
say like
before.
5. It's stupid, right?
Yeah.
And then if you make it to 21, uh whoever was like 21 gets to make up a new rule. So we
I
did
hate
it.
those games, dude.
So like the very first round, like we did it and we got to 21, and I was the one who said 21, and I said
Mm-hmm.
4 and 7 go back to the original spots. We're all just counting. I broke the game and we don't have to play it anymore.
Dude, we're best friends, dude, because I did the same thing with the same kind of game. Okay? Listen to this, bro. This is my proudest moment, okay? Have you ever heard of the stupid card game called the game of Mao?
No, that
I
sounds like
freaking
that
hate
sounds
it.
like an Egyptian idol.
Very similar idea as what you were saying, except it's a
Okay.
card game. And so what happens is you're playing the card game, and there's like a certain set of base rules, I think. I
Okay.
can't remember. It might be that they make them up each round that they continue. But basically,
Mhm.
like you start playing these cards, there's certain rules, but you can't, but nobody tells them any rules. Like you don't say any of the rules. You have to learn them as you play. And if you break the rule, you get penalized and you have to draw cards and you want to get rid of all your cards.
Okay.
I think is how it is. But basically, you get punished if you break the rule and you don't do what everyone else does, what you're supposed to do. But it's rules that you don't know, so you immediately get penalized when you first enter the game. And it was infuriating me because they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
man, you want to play?" And I understood. I understood what was going on, but I was
Mhm.
so mad because I
Mhm.
was saying, "What are the rules?" And I would get penalized for talking.
Mm.
And then I said, "Are you serious? I'm just asking what the rules are. Penalized again." And at this point, I'm mad, so I just keep doing it out of spite. And I'm like, "No, dude, just tell me the rules. What are they?" And they go, "Penalized again." At this point, I'm holding up the whole game because I just keep asking.
Yeah.
So eventually, I catch on, and in my head, I think I have to win. I play
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 rounds of this because when you win, you get to make a new rule that's unspoken. And so basically, they have to figure out the rule by breaking the rule the first time.
Mhm.
Okay. And so we play like 4 rounds. Everyone loves this game. I freaking hate this game, but I
Yeah.
play the way it's supposed to be played until I win.
Yeah.
And what rule do I make? You
Let
get
me get. Let me
penalized for
guess. Let
penalizing
me.
people.
Oh.
So we're just playing. We start the new round, and then the first person who penalizes someone, I go penalized, and then they do it again, and I penalize them again. Everyone who starts penalizing each other, I just penalize that person who penalized them. So
Nice.
it's a never-ending game, and so then I broke the game, and
So then
everyone quit. They
everyone.
were actually
I was.
mad. They were
I was.
actually mad.
I was about to say because like if everybody gets penalized for penalizing somebody, you would get penalized because you penalized somebody, right? And then it would just
It's
like
never ending.
so it just never
I didn't
stops. It's
even
an
think of
infinite.
that, but like
It's an
it's
infinite
infinite
loop of
penalizing.
penalizing.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Honestly,
Amazing. I
hilarious.
mean, yeah, so
And no one
same
can win
exact
after that.
thing.
Yeah.
Shattered the game. Absolutely
That's,
destroyed it. You
yeah,
can't
that's
play
beautiful.
anymore. And
Yep, that's
I was
wonderful.
so happy. I still, every now and then, somebody tells me how mad they were at me for it.
That's awesome. That's a
And
good feeling.
it's a great feeling because I
You
know
go.
that I destroyed it. And I
You just go.
really
Maybe.
destroyed it. No
Maybe you
contest.
should have won. Maybe you should have won. Sorry that you didn't like my world.
Sorry
You
that
know.
I played the game and I beat you at your own stupid game.
It's like
Sorry
maybe
that
you
I
guys.
played the game that's built to make people mad and then I made you mad. Sorry, you wanted to play. I'm just better.
You're just like new rule. Anybody who draws a card has to poop their pants in real life. They're like, no, dude. It's like that's. Well, do you want to play the game or do you not?
Every turn I'm like penalty. And they're finally like, okay, I'm sorry, what am I getting penalized for? I'm like, every round you don't poop your pants, you get penalized.
Dude, I'm not pooping my pants. Penalized.
Penalty. Oh, penalized. All I'm hearing is penalized.
Dude, how
I've been
good would
pooping.
we
They're like,
be?
they go, they go. So you're saying that you're pooping your pants every round? I'm like, yep. Like, are you serious? You're disgusting. I'm like,
Like,
don't you smell that?
am I disgusting or am I playing the game? You decide.
Hey, you guys wanted me to play. You said, hey, you should play this game. It's fun. Sorry, I'm beating you. I think you're just a sore loser.
It's not my fault. I already came in here with a little duty in my shorts. It just so happens that today that worked out in my favor. So
I'm like, I make a rule that I just start penalizing everyone at turn after turn. And they're like, what am I penalized for? I'm like, well, basically the rule is if you're not better than me, you get penalized. So
you just go. So basically, everybody gets penalized if you're not as hot as me, and then you go. You start looking. You go. This is gonna be a short game, and then you just start like penalizing everybody. They're like, dude, what are you?
penalize?
Dude, how good would it be? How? Dang, I guess I just had a stroke. That's crazy,
Dude, that sucks,
dude.
man.
I just had a stroke. That was wild.
That really sucks.
I don't know what people are talking about though. It's gone in a flash. So, um, how crazy would it be if we like were leaders of a rebellion of some sort?
Dude,
I
that
feel
would
like we'd
be
be really
awesome.
good at that.
Dude, you know what people tell me consistently? People who I never like, I'm meeting like new people who haven't been around me too long.
Yeah,
They tell me that I would
you
be a
look like
good cult
Ellen
leader.
DeGeneres. Oh,
No,
no, that's what I said.
did you say I look like Ellen DeGeneres?
No, no, I didn't say that. I said you would be a good cult
No,
leader.
I, I'm pretty sure
No,
you
dude,
said
you would
that.
be a no. You'd be
Dude,
like a
I,
really good cult
we're
leader.
gonna get to the end of this, and I can rewind it, so you might as well just come clean.
No, dude, you would be a great cult leader.
Your face. Oh, dude.
I could see you being a cult leader. I could see you being like annoyed that you have to keep up with. Like, I could see you having a cult and you being like, okay, as your cult leader, I encourage you guys to think for yourselves and make your own
Exactly. I would
decisions.
get so annoyed if they just said whatever I said and thought whatever I thought. It would piss me off.
And then they would like do what you say though, and then you're like, well, you're now just doing that because I told you to do that. And then you're like, you know what? Frick this. You guys just have this cult. And then you like leave and you're like, dude, my cult sucked. I left.
Frick this cult, man.
I feel like if I was
I'd plant you, and you'd lead the rebellion for the new cult, and then we just every now and then we'd transition power just to keep
yeah,
it real, you know?
I don't know what I would do with my cult. I probably would like gosh, that's a tough one. Like
Dude, that is a
what
great
what are
question.
what are motives for like cults really, you know?
I mean,
Because a lot of people just want
power,
it because they want power. Yeah, they want like
yeah.
followers because they're freaking losers, right?
Or
And they're
they're
just
like
like,
freaking insane and they think
yeah,
they've like found out some secret to like reality.
yeah. I feel like I'd probably just make my cult do things I don't want to. Like, I'd be like, since everybody wants to, I would just be like, I have a secret that you guys want to know, and I'll tell you, but you only attain it through a certain echelon that you'll reach. Um, when I get word from my higher ups, which I don't have one, but they don't know that,
Right.
right?
Yeah, that's
And
secret.
I'm like, we just have to work together as a community and work hard. And then, when my higher up notices, like I'll put in a good word for you guys or whatever. And then really, I'm just like, so Johnny's going to go to work for me today. Timmy's going to go get my groceries. Wanda's going to go do my dishes. Jamie's going to go walk my dog. And then, like, basically, it's like,
Hey
that's what we
Timmy.
got to do every single day.
Hey Timmy. You know what you get to do today? You're going to wipe my butt today. He's like, "Oh
He's like,
boy."
he's like, anything for you, sir. I'm like, gotta warn you though, it's super messy. So,
Anything for you, Master Commander.
Master Commander.
I would, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I would have some cult of like house chores, and they just do all the chores and they clean my house for
Yeah,
me. It's literally just a maid service. That would be a great maid service because I'd
it
be
would
like,
be.
you reach secret, unattainable knowledge by doing the most chores. And like my origin story would be some like boarding school where like I did everyone's chores for them, and I just attained this level of like godship, and then I'm like, yes, I will heal your mind, but you must reach the level of choreship that I did once. And it was not
They're
easily
just
attained. I lost a lot. As you can see, my body is frail because I lost so much power from all the chores, but my mind is beyond this realm. It's otherworldly. I can see into your soul. See, I
a
would be a
person.
good co-leader. Look
A
how I'm
person's just
so
like
convincing, dude.
a person's just like, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, dude. Just where do I start, dude?
What
Have
chore
you,
can I
you
do
ever
first?
you ever see those like documentaries on like people who were like in cults or whatever, and like how wild it is that they were like they just straight up believed whatever the person was saying. Like I can't remember
Yeah.
which one I was watching, but it was one of them, right?
Hmm.
And because they're all the same anyway, they all have
Yeah.
like a same outcome. But the dude was like, "Yeah, he said that he had to like sleep with my wife or something," and I was like, "That makes sense. Go ahead." And I was like, "What? Where is your
Sorry,
mind at?
sir.
Yeah, where's your mind at? Where you're just like." Babe, he's got to sleep with you. Did you know that? That's
Guess so.
crazy. Yeah,
I
I
just
guess you
found
better
this
get to
out
doing
too.
it.
I'm as angry as you. I just found out.
Yeah,
He's
dude. Do
like,
you
we
want
don't have
to?
a choice though. Like,
Do you want to get to that higher echelon or not?
do you want to attain the secret knowledge?
And
Do
she's
the
like, well,
chore.
yeah. And then no
Jeez.
no one just stopped to ask to be like, hey, does anybody know what secret knowledge we're really like trying to get here? And everyone's like, oh yeah. Wait a minute, this is a scam. And the dude's like, no. And they're like, you're just trying to get us to clean your house. Like, no, that's not it. It's no. And then everyone just
I'm
looks.
getting something. I'm getting
Oh, it's
something. Everyone's
Every
like
one of
about to
you's
reject.
really
I'm like,
close.
oh, I'm getting something. This is big. This is a new secret knowledge. Yes, I once had secret knowledge, but this is even more secretive than the knowledge I once had secret. Yes, I see it in front of me. A house that you must build me on land that you will buy me. I see it. I see it.
And you
It's
open
four
your eyes and
stories
like
with a pool underground. It's heated tiles. I see it.
you
Oh,
open
you
your
have to
eyes
build
and
it
they're all
for me.
gone.
Oh, you have to build it. You have to build it.
Everyone's just gone. You're like, eh, mm, dang it, so close.
Timmy's left. You want me to wipe your butt again? Go
No,
home,
Timmy, that's
Timmy.
done. It's like that's really all I was here to do. I actually
He
really
goes,
like that.
oh, okay.
It just takes off. Dude, we saw Doctor Strange 2 this week.
Yeah, dude, I saw it twice.
You saw it twice. I saw it once, but I mean, I liked it a lot. I liked it more than you did.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Well, how was it the second time for you?
It was good. I of course got to like. Oh yeah, spoilers inbound. So cover your
Yeah, dude.
ears, but
5 seconds, like
take
five,
your
four,
take your
three, two,
headphones
one.
out first if you're covering your ears because that would just keep all of the sound in. You don't want to hear it.
Or
So
or like listen to this podcast in the theater while you're watching the movie.
full blast.
Yeah, full blast.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, I definitely like it wasn't bad because it's so usually I'll watch a movie, like even No Way Home was really hard for me to watch through the second time. Um because it was so long and also like
Mm,
it wasn't like slow, it just was a longer paced movie. Doctor
yep.
Strange was like an hour shorter pretty much,
Yeah, it was
and
good.
the pace was unbelievably quick.
Yep.
It's so fast paced, and so like that was my main qualms were just it was very fast paced, and I wished it was longer because it was just like so much was going on, and I feel like I didn't have enough time to breathe. Um, and then yeah, like the character development, I feel like just kind of got slumped. Like it wasn't all gone, but I didn't have as much as I would have liked. So,
Yeah.
but it
My
was good. I did not like it. I just
yeah.
it didn't hit my expectations.
Hmm.
I'm hearing that. I heard that from someone else today that it just like it didn't meet their expectations in the same way it didn't meet mine. And I
Hmm.
think that he made a great point. He said that No Way Home set it up for failure, where everyone thought it was going to be like these crazy cameos because the Spider-Man coming back were such a big
Oh
deal.
yeah.
And I was like, that's totally true. Like I expected monumental cameo because the people who made it, not the director, I don't think, but people were saying that it was bigger than No Way Home. They said if you thought No Way Home was big, Doctor Strange is even bigger. And I believed them. I bought it. I was like, all right, I guess there's going to be like some freaking Hugh Jackman Wolverine stuff up in here because that's the only way
Yeah.
you could top anything like that.
Pretty much.
Um, but it wasn't that. So
It was not that.
I was like, okay. I mean, there were some cameos, but that was it.
Yeah, and those cameos were good. I
Yeah.
once I saw those cameos though, I was like, "Oh shoot, if we got those, then it's about to be crazy what we're going to get." And then you just didn't get anything else after
Yeah. And
that.
then it was just, that's it. But that
Yeah,
scene was freaking awesome. I
it
mean,
was
like,
awesome.
dude, after seeing that and then seeing it a second time, I'm sad because Captain Carter, she was badass, dude. I mean, she was so freaking cool. I
Yeah.
would love to see more of her. She killed the game. The fight choreography was super well done between her and Scarlet Witch, as well as like Captain Marvel. That Captain Marvel is 10 times better than Brie Larson. Just saying.
Facts.
When she said, "Get the hell out of my universe," I said, "Let's go." Brie Larson could never, ever, ever,
I
ever.
remember I when she said that, I was like, imagine her like getting out of that fight and then being like, "What next?" And like she looks around like all her friends are dead and she's like, "Well, I can't work here anymore." So, and then she just like goes home. Yeah,
Dude,
dude, those death
yeah.
scenes were wild
The
cuz
first
I
one right
was
off the bat, I'm like, oh my gosh.
yeah, dude, when okay, so when she asked John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic if uh his kid's parents were still alive.
Yeah, if he had
Immediately in
another
my
deal
mind,
going.
I go say no, just say no,
Say
because
no.
I would do it in that situation if someone was like, "Is so and so still alive for your kids?" If I'd go, well, if I say no, then maybe they won't try to kill me because they don't want my kids to be orphans. But
Yeah.
this idiot was like, yes, their mother's still alive, and then she popped his head
Yes,
off.
their mother and their entire slew of family
They would be
members
okay without me.
are all still alive, and they would probably be better off without me because I'm working so much here that I never see them, so their life would be unchanged by my death. But please don't kill
Black
me.
Blackball's death was rough.
Yeah, that was wretched, dude. That was like so stupid, but also like hilarious, but also scarring. Not scarring,
Yeah,
but
all of
jarring.
those.
I was like,
Okay, I saw a lot of things before this movie where people were saying like, "Don't take your kids to see this movie because witchcraft and blah 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 blah."
yeah, blah blah blah.
And I was like, "That's a dumb thing to say, right?" Like,
Yeah,
obviously, if you don't want your kids to see a movie, that's your call, right? They're your
yeah.
kids. You raise them however you want to, and that's fine. But if it's because like a movie doesn't like line up with like how you think or something like that, like my thing is just teach your kid right from wrong and then also fiction and nonfiction.
That's my thing, dude. It's a freaking movie. It's
Yeah.
make believe.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just teach them the difference of that and you'll be fine and they'll be fine. That being said, I understand not for their reasons, but I do understand why you don't take your kid to see this movie
Yeah,
because maybe you don't want them to see a bunch of people get murdered straight up.
straight up.
But if it's because of witchcraft and like necromancy and all that,
I'm
how
gonna
about
take
we?
your kid there myself.
Yeah, how about we? And then I'm gonna be like, you see, Scarlet Witch actually had a point.
I'm gonna say, I actually have the Darkhold with me. If you'd like to try it out,
would, you, would
see
you
if
like to
another
read it?
universe has that toy you wanted.
Yeah,
You could have that toy, man.
just take his mind and body. You got it.
Dude, what was so funny is that I had a dream like it was before I saw this movie, and I kept telling people that I had this dream, and in this dream I took a woman hostage at gunpoint.
What the
So
frick?
another universe me is really just roughing it
You,
out there, dude. He's having a hard time.
golly.
But I also had a really cool costume on.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, the concept is that when you dream, you're basically seeing through the eyes of another universe version of you. So that's saying that when I had that dream, that in another universe, I had a really sick. I was wearing a Moon Knight costume, and
Were you Moon Knight?
I don't know. I could have been, but I had a pistol, so I don't think so.
Hmm.
But what literally this is what happened. I'm surprised I haven't told you this. I I was in this room. It was dimly lit with like crappy lighting, okay? And
Hmm.
I know that people are coming to look for me, and I'm in this room and there's like a door over there, there's a door over there, and for some reason I don't run out of any
Hmm.
doors and I go, I got to hide and there's nowhere to hide. There's bodies already on the floor. I guess I killed them or something.
Hmm.
So I'm coming in this dream at a weird part. I'm coming to see like my alternate universe self at a weird point in his life, okay?
Hmm.
And so what I do is I take my cape and I go, I can look like a bunched up blanket on the floor. Stupidest idea ever. Other
Hmm.
universe me is really stupid.
Really
And
stupid.
so I drop to the ground and I throw my blanket around and I'm looking like out and I'm trying to look like a freaking blanket, dude. I'm such an idiot, okay?
Yeah,
But
you're
it's
pretty
working.
stupid.
What happens
Okay.
is these nurses come in, this group of like 7 or 8 nurses, all of them are just in like dark blue scrubs, and
Hmm.
they're looking for me. None of them have weapons. I just killed a bunch of people. I have weapons. None of them have
Hmm.
weapons. They're all looking for me. They don't see me. They're looking at all these bodies. They're looking around. Where is he? One of them gets close to me. I jump up, I grab her, and I put the gun up to her head. And everyone turns around and looks at me, and no one cares that I have this woman at gunpoint. it has no impact. They're like standing there, and I'm like, oh frick, they don't even care if I kill this girl. And so literally, literally, what I do is I'm like, I look to my right, and there's another girl, and I point the gun at her head, and everyone goes, oh, and I go, and I just throw this girl, and I grab her.
It's like a which
Everyone's like
kid's your
freaks out.
favorite
So
kind of scenario.
I shove the other girl, and I grab the new one, and everyone's like, no, please don't do that.
Sounds like a real
Like, y'all
Shutter's
really
Island
hate
kind of
her.
thing.
Um, so, and
Yeah,
that's
it
where the
sounds like
dream
you're in
ended.
Shutter Island.
Yeah, that's where it stopped. So I guess I don't know what the frick happened after that. Alternate universe to me is wilding.
I told
Um,
Gage that I texted him a little after the movie and we were talking about alternate universe versions of ourselves. And I had made the point that you could just, like, if we had the book, what's it called again?
the dark hold.
The Darkhold. If you had the Darkhold, like, what would you do with it, or like which dimension would you go? And
Yeah,
then I made the point that you could just kill all the other versions of yourself and just be the only one.
yeah, that is so cool.
That would be super cool. And then you could also just go to each one if you wanted to, right? Like, oh no, you'd have
Yeah,
to have all Chick's powers, right, to go.
well, yeah, but also you'd cause some incursions
That'd be cool.
for sure. Which, like, I'm
That'd be
down for an
pretty cool.
incursion or two.
I've never done one, but I'm down to.
I might have done one without thinking about it. I don't
Really,
know. I don't know,
I don't
man.
know. But yeah, if you guys want like a really weird movie, it was strange and it was really good. Like, yeah, play on words, dude. Definitely go see that movie though. If you, well, you know
Good
what?
stuff.
We've already spoiled a lot of it. So if you've gotten to this part where we said definitely go see it and you haven't seen it, honestly, that's your fault.
Yeah, here's my thing, dude. It's fiction. It's not real.
Yeah,
That's not even what like if you want to make the argument that like witchcraft is real, I don't freaking care if it is or not.
yeah.
It doesn't look like that. There's not the red, floating balls and alternate universe stuff. That's not what it is. So
Also too, it's about a. First of all, you already know the movie's about a wizard,
about a
right? So you
witch
can
and a
assume
sorcerer.
you can already assume that that's just going to be there. Also, he's a superhero, so you already know that the movie's going to have good conquering evil. So that's also a good point. Like, that's a good
Great
point.
thing for kids to know
It's
about.
a great thing for kids, dude. When I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to watch like Harry Potter because of wizard stuff and whatever. And
Sure.
I remember being like, "Why can't I watch it?" And they said, "Because it has things you don't need to see." And I was like, "Is it like the witch thing? Because I already understand that that's not real." And they were like, "It's just like you don't need to see those things." And I was like, "But everyone says it's a good movie. Like, I want to see good stuff."
Yeah.
And then eventually I was like, "Can I watch this?" And they were like, "Yeah, why couldn't you?" And I'm like, "So it's
Are you
because I'm older.
serious?
It's yeah." And then I watched it and I was like, "Yeah, that was freaking good." And look at me. I'm not trying to Voldemort some random baby.
Yeah. And look how we turned out. I did see them when I was younger. I went to see them with my dad and my older sister. The
Yeah.
further I get like into like it gave me great perspective when I moved up here because I realized just how like as far as the
Hmm.
conservative realm goes, my parents are not super 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 right.
Hmm.
Because I got to watch Harry Potter and people here are like, "No, I wasn't allowed to watch that." And I'm like, "Are you how?" But like, yeah. So here's my thing. I was talking about this today with somebody. Like my the way that my mind works it out, as far as like my movie choice and what like sort of content I take in,
Hmm.
uh, is that like erasing all of the evil and stuff is, I think, I don't think it's bad, but I think it's dumb. Um, and there's so many arguments for it. The same people who try to say don't see that movie because it's got bad stuff in it. Those people also say if you don't know the extent of the evil, you won't know the extent of the good. And I'm like, well, then you should watch a movie with bad stuff in it because you're
Mm.
completely defying your own logic there. But my logic is that as long as I'm not seeing, as long as I'm not going to see Doctor Strange 2 to see her do some demonic witchcraft,
Yeah,
I'm
the
good.
intent behind it. Right.
Yeah, I'm good because I mean, you could even say like I wasn't even going there to see him beat her. I was just going to see this Doctor Strange superhero movie. Okay,
Yeah. You're
um,
just yeah.
that was my intent to go see that. Okay, but it's like if your thought process is literally like I want to not let my children see anything bad and only good, then you cannot teach them about the crucifixion of Christ.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, I destroy the argument completely. So I'm kind
Wow.
of the goat. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just destroyed it. So I'm not even a
You look
parent.
like a goat too.
But I hate that. I'm gonna cut that
No, dude, you got to keep that in. That was great.
out. Yeah, dude. So that's my thought process, man. Like, if I'm not going for pure evil, like obviously, yeah, like stay away from stuff that you might struggle with. But like,
Yeah.
if my intent is not to see some dude get his neck snapped, then I think I can go see Mission Impossible too. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I think
Yeah.
that's okay.
But you can't. I get trying to. Some things I understand at certain ages you don't want your kids to see certain
Yeah,
things, and
that's
that's completely
understandable.
fine. However, if they're pretty like, and I'm only speaking from like my experience, right? Because I
Right.
couldn't watch anything growing up, and I'm not blaming anybody for that. It's just how it was for me, and
Hmm.
you know, I found a way to watch them anyway because I
For
wanted to.
sure.
I just that's
Every
how it is
kid
with
does.
yeah, that's how it is with every kid who you say can't do something, and they're like, I don't understand why though, because we're kids are stupid sometimes, right? And I was. I remember when Taken came out with Liam Neeson, and I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I want to see Qui Gon Jinn, the Jedi Master, try to get his daughter back from some evil people.
Yeah.
And they said, absolutely not. You can't watch that. To be fair, honestly, that's good parenting because the movie was rated R, but I just went and watched it somewhere else where they weren't around. And I was like, dude, that was a good movie. I saw a guy get hit by a bus. That's going to be a little uncomfortable to get over. But other than that, but yeah, I mean, your kid will find something else as long as you teach them right from wrong and the other stuff, it
Yeah,
is
if
what
you're
it
worried
is.
about them doing this stuff in the movie, then you
You
maybe
have
should
bigger
check yourself,
problems.
man.
I'd
Yeah.
hope you pick up on those cues like early.
Yeah. So it's like
Timmy's
you're
bashing a
like,
rat outside
hey,
against the house.
hey, do you want to go see that? Do you think maybe I could go take I could take Serena here to go see the new Doctor Strange 2 movie with Scarlet Witch in it? And the mom's like, hmm. Peeks around the side of the dad, and the girl is like floating in the air, like with like blood packs or something, like blood runes. She's like, I don't know if that would be a good idea for her or not. It might like encourage her to do more of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know though. Let me mull it over. But
She's
that's my
like
thing. There's
carving.
like the difference of like age versus content. Like, I think it's fine to say, "Hey, I don't think you're old enough to go see this movie."
Yeah,
But I think if your logic is, "I want to shelter you from all the evil in the world," your kid's gonna get slammed when they go to high school.
pretty bad.
Seen it happen over and over and over again. Happens, I'd say, majority 90% of the time they get slammed.
Oh yeah,
Because
dude.
that's high
Dude,
school, man.
I'll
So,
see one and I
or
go,
they don't go to or they all the way through high school, then they go to college and they get slammed even harder.
yeah, dude, they get RKO'd on a table.
RKO'd, my dude. Okay,
Dude, back of the head just slammed him down. And they're
just
like,
slam.
"Oh!
Hey, yeah,
Oh!"
and this is coming from. Here's two things to note. Okay, about this conversation is one. I'm pretty sure only our parents listen to this, so it doesn't matter. No other parents are going to take our advice. Two, neither of
Yeah,
us
you
have
shouldn't either.
kids.
Yeah, you shouldn't take our advice either.
Neither
we
of us
give
have children, so it does not matter
imagine
what we
being a
think.
person. Imagine being a person, right? Which you are, but another
Yeah,
person.
imagine being one
And
though.
then imagine being a person listening to this podcast and going, "I think I'll take that advice."
That's some really good advice that they just gave me. Absolutely not.
Dude, if anybody took my advice, I'd be like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
Dude, stop that right now. They do exactly what I said. I'm like, dude, stop. Are you serious? Stop
But like,
that.
it was actually pretty good, and I was like, I didn't mean it to be like that. Stop.
Literally us with a cult. Stop.
He wants us to stop. No, no, no. Don't stop. Wait,
No, no, no.
frick.
Just stop doing what I say. He wants us to stop doing what he says. No, stop that.
We basically penalized. We did what you did in the game. We just penalized, and
Yeah.
it's just a constant loop. So,
Yeah.
frick, man. Well, I think that'll do it for this episode, actually, because I drove to Dallas today and back
Josh,
in
your
a
boy's tired.
very short time span. Just out here, just making moves. Gage and I got this big thing coming up. Gosh, I'm kidding. We don't have anything going on.
Nothing on the schedule.
Nothing at all. But we got this one in, so that's a good time.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, thank you for listening. Continue to support us if you want to do those kind of things, and then listen to us on everything. And then we're on Twitter and we're on YouTube. So keep up with that stuff, and we'll be back next Wednesday.
Cheers.